Oh, and we are live. All right. So today we are going to talk about a few things. Um, First of all, I want to start off with building something from nothing. Our creative journey. I'm sorry, you probably hear the dog in the background and my kids, stay at home dad. This is what happens. Um, so most of the people I talk to about my channel, they want to know why I started the channel. Why did I start this? I am a very passionate when it comes to talking with people. I'm a pretty opinionated kind of person. I will tell you how I what I'm thinking, how I feel. But the point is to connect, talk about things, get the ball rolling, but not attack or blame anybody. We're just here to talk. We're here to connect ideas. And uh, I feel like there are too many things in the world that are trying to tear that stuff apart. So goes into what we're trying to build here on the main character, and that's connection. I want this to feel like home. And I feel like that's not what a lot of creators are trying to do. They just want views, they just want a following. Because when you are being told what's trendy, what to do, and how to make money from this stuff, uh, you're not trying to connect with the people that you're making content for. And it is heavy when you are sorry when you are a startup and you're not getting much traction in the beginning. That's why a lot of beginners who do have a intention, they give up 3 or 4 months in because they're not seeing the results that they thought they would get. uh, I am about 3 or 4 months in, and I've hit some walls. It's not fun, but this is important to me, and that's what I'm trying to uh, put intention in everything I do. This is the second live I've done this, so I'm a little scared, but we'll get through this. And I guess that's another thing is people don't see the sacrifices, the fear. You're not inside my head living the life that I'm living, and uh, getting up at 4 in the morning, staying up till 2 in the morning, trading off what day am I going to do this, when am I going to wake up early, when am I going to go to bed late, just to make sure that I have something meaningful getting put out into the ether of the internet. Uh, but what keeps me motivated? is knowing that my intention is right there. It's knocking at the door, and I'm right there. I'm close. I do have. I'm building a team from the ground up. I'm building a channel from the ground up. I'm doing everything from the ground up: production, post production, editing, sound effects. I'm dabbling with that, but I've got wonderful people in my life that are so dedicated and willing to help, that I hopefully will have less things to do, and I can delegate work accordingly. Uh, and that's huge as far as uh, motivation. Keep keep going. Uh, Another thing is knowing that what I'm trying to create with the intention is meaningful. It's not fake. It's me trying to give something back to the world. And that's what I hope my content does, is it gives back. I try to have fun with it. I obviously, I've my kids involved. Speaking of, but there are a few more things that I'd like to talk to you about. And one of those things is what it means to take ownership of your life. It's difficult in a world that doesn't offer purpose. Today, a lot of people have to find meaning and purpose. And it wasn't so much that way. And it's always kind of been that way, but for the most part, as technology and entertainment has increased, the need for finding meaning and purpose becomes a lot more difficult. And so that's why this is very important to me, because this is I feel is my purpose. And it brings me a lot of meaning for it brings me a lot of meaning to do this stuff. And I kind of want to give advice, but I don't want to feel like I'm preaching. I don't want to feel like I'm telling you what to do. Uh, but it is scary to rewrite your narrative, to carve your own path through the world. For me, it's my team. They give me a drive to to they give me a drive to follow that path. Hey, buddy, I'm trying to do something. Can you please be quiet for a little bit? No. That way. That way. please. Uh, it's scary. It's scary when you don't know what you're doing. Um, when you feel lost, like how do you find purpose? And honestly, what I believe is you have a guide, a spirit guide, your heart, your mind, and your heart, and when they agree, then you know. Spirit guide, angel, uh, fairy godmother, many different terminologies for it, but it's drowning out all the noise that life has, the lights, the sounds, the people. You just turn them all off, and that can be difficult. It can be very difficult. But you find that you shut everything out, push it to the side. You have a little whisper in the back of your mind, in the forefront. It's different for everybody, but there's a little whisper. Do this. Go this way. Talk to this person. Send this email. Stuff like, just little tiny little nudges. Do this, do that. And it's not so much a direction or an order. It's a very light suggestion. And whether you listen to it or not, that's it's up to you. There's I love smart technology sometimes. There's a saying. There's an analogy, which is attributed to the Cherokee legend, which wolf will you feed? And it describes an internal battle between two wolves, one representing negativity, which, like fear, anger, greed, and another that represents positivity, just love, joy, kindness. And you choose the winner by simply which one do you feed through your daily choices, actions, and thoughts. And that really is where you find purpose when you feel lost, is which wolf are you going to feed? Are you going to feed the positive one or the negative one? And if you make a conscious decision to feed the positive one, you will find that purpose kind of just comes to you. Inspiration comes to you and really gives your life a lot of meaning. Now, I don't want to say a problem, but a negative aspect of finding purpose and meaning is, or there's going to be people in your life that misunderstand what you're trying to represent. And a good way to stay grounded is by reinforcing that purpose for you. You reinforce it. Now, it has been proven that when somebody approaches you with something and they are emotionally invested in it, that you try to, with facts or whatever, prove that they're wrong. They double down, and that is kind of what happens with a lot of misunderstanding as well. Is people will double down on how they feel instead of opening up and taking a chance. And calmness, stillness. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And it's easy. It's easy to stay grounded when you understand that you are responsible for presenting that peace. And even if the person just doesn't understand, it doesn't mean that they hate you or they want bad things for you. They're not, there's A and B, and to get from A to B can be a gap. And that's where misunderstanding lives, is between A and B. And sometimes you just can't build a bridge over it. Sometimes the best closure you're going to get is not getting the closure, knowing you will not get the closure that you want. So how do you keep going when you feel alone? That's reinforcing that purpose for yourself. It's a lot of it comes right back to when you find purpose. For me, it's like holding on to a comet that I never want to let go of for any reason. And not a lot of people find purpose in that depth and magnitude. But that's what it boils down to. You hold on and you never let go. Even if you find yourself all alone. And sadly, that happens to a lot of us. And sadly, that's why we give up. But you don't have to. And one foot in front of the other. And that's how all my heroes, my idols, people that I immensely respect. I've watched countless hours of interviews of people that just have such inspirational stories, and that's what it's all about. That is, when you feel alone, you get that breakthrough. Powerful. And that's what it's about. That's what a purpose is all about, is finally getting to the promised land, milk and honey. And that kind of brings me to my next topic, is the things that we we'll be exploring. I know I covered a little bit and told you that I'm going to keep a little button on the next series, but we're going to go into the missing Bible. And that's things that I've been wrestling with, philosophical questions that I've had for many, many, many years. And I'm finally really at 34 and a half years old digging into, like Enoch. Why is he mentioned like big, like honorable mention? And we're told that he is such a godly man, but has nothing in the Bible of what his, like very brief description of his life and his lineage, and that's about it. But if he's so godly, why isn't there more? But there is. And because of things in the 4th century, like the Council of Nicaea, his book was deemed non-canonical, which means it doesn't fit the narrative. So it was removed and forgotten about for almost 2,000 years. And then in 1945, a young boy, and we all know the story, was chasing his sheep and thought it was in a cave, threw a rock in the cave, and heard pottery break and discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh yeah, and this time I have my my Nearstream AM25X microphone. I really hope this helps with the audio. My last live was no microphone, and I kind of regretted that because I love, this is my favorite microphone. I've got 2 of them. I might use my 5 Fine one time and to see if there's a big difference. But anyways, so there's other things, there's other philosophical questions that I've wrestled with, like the story of Mary, Jesus's mother. And we kind of get a brief background of all that, and the missing years from when Jesus was a little boy to coming back when in his 30s, when he was 30. What did he do? Where did he go? Who did he talk to? Who did he spend time with? What did he learn? Like all those things. And that's what's in this missing text that we were never ever made aware of until the Dead Sea Scrolls. I also wrestle with the different interpretations of the champions of history, like Gilgamesh, Apollo, Poseidon, Ra. They're all part of the Watcher lineage, in my opinion. And that means they were seemingly immortal, but we know that not everything lives forever. So these beings were at one point alive, and then there was the Great Flood, cataclysms, and other things that ended up ending the existence of these beings. Not all of them, though. There is talk. There's alleged, some watchers, some Nephilim. Always screw this up. Doobie-doo. That's why I love smartphones. Offspring. Neph. Now the Nephilim had offspring. What are they called? Eliud. Eliud. So there's the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the Eliud. And I think a few of the Watchers, Nephilim, and Eliud may have survived these floods and cataclysms. And that brings us to cryptids. Like, what are cryptids? Cryptids, I believe, are the unholy experiments that the Watchers and everything were doing on fish, reptiles, all manners of creatures on this earth. And they have given these creatures some form of intelligence and tools. And these tools can basically open pocket dimensions. So they can boop, 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 boop down. Now, that's just my opinion. And so, I wrestle with all this stuff. And, this is the kind of stuff that I would really like to take our channel and talk about these things. I do have a merchandise line. So if you want to see something that I don't have, let me know. Drop me a comment and let me know what you would like to see on my on the design line. I can make tumblers, mugs, sweaters, t-shirts, hats, stickers, a plethora of all sorts of things. And if you want designer clothing, high end, high thread count, all whatever, I'm not part of that world, so I don't really know. I can do my best. Sorry, it's my son yelling in the background. One of the things that I want to know is, where do you guys want to see this channel go? What do you want to see in our community? So, drop some comments. We're always watching. We want engagement. That will help us out a lot. Now, I know I'm kind of like backpedaling a little bit, but there are a few different ways where I come up with ideas. I love Copilot. I do not use Copilot like Google. I Could you tell me how I can write a narrative on this? What would I just creative. I use Copilot for creativity. Um, Sometimes I'll 2, 3 paragraphs just to see what it spits out. Uh, Very descriptive, cinematic. Uh, Kind of creative grooming, and it really helps me organize.
Hi, you read my text.
Oh. All right. So, how do I come up with ideas? Again, so I use Copilot as a wall to bounce stuff off of. So I kind of groomed it to help me write scripts, um, give me pointers on shooting, and even like some pointers to talk about for this live. I don't really use it for Google purposes. Uh, so I don't use it for like Google. I use it for uh, embellishing ideas, taking something, the kernel of an idea, and having it blossom into a full-on visualization, and then I take that and make it a realization. Uh, I am learning a lot about editing. I'm learning a lot about how to make music for my videos, and I'm learning so much. And uh, it's been a pretty big staple in this whole process for me. Now I guess this part is where you guys can ask me anything about philosophy, creativity, or life. If you have questions about consciousness, simulation theory, free will, storytelling, creativity, meaning, or purpose, that's our wheelhouse. I spend a lot of time trying to find a common denominator amongst all of that. Uh, So I guess, that leaves the ball in your court. If you want to see where this show goes, then drop us a line. Let us know. Thank you. You guys stay open, stay wondering, stay human.